You're tuned in to Ask the Master Auto Technician. Car questions? Get answers right now. Call 850-763-0555.
James Auto Center, we fix it right, guaranteed. Beep, 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 yeah.
All right, good morning, everybody. I'm back again. It's Thursday morning. I got Brian Armstead calling all the way from sunny Maryland. I think it's sunny up there. What's the weather look like up there in Maryland, Brian?
Well, it's pretty good today, James.
Good.
I think we finally are over the hump. Spring is here. Pollen's everywhere. My silver car is like yellow this morning, so it's so good.
Hey, the good news about it is there's bees in the air and they're making honey, and I bet you know.
Absolutely.
I'm glad. I'm a beekeeper, and I love to see bees flying around and investigating flowers. It's lots of fun to see them make honey too as well. But tell me, you said you were going to test drive a Nissan Sentra. Now that might be a car that a lot of people in the Bay County area might be interested in looking into. Is it a 2016 model you said you were going to drive?
Yeah, pretty much everything from this point forward is going to be 2016 or either 2017 because some manufacturers have already started releasing 2017s, but when you think about the Sentra, and obviously you're familiar with it, you tend to think about a little subcompact car that may get 30 miles a gallon. You got to readjust your thinking with this new Sentra. As a matter of fact, when you look at the window sticker for the car, Nissan has placed a phrase on the window sticker that says "Your upgrade awaits." That's because when the Sentra first debuted in 1982, it was considered a subcompact car.
Yes, sir. And
then it became a compact car. But in 2007, they made it a lot larger. It's almost Ultima size now. And it is now a mid-size car, and it is a terrific mid-size automobile.
Well, I saw the picture of the interior. It's beautiful. I mean, it really looks like a spaceship as far as the layout of the cockpit. I mean, it really looks nice. It's a nice display.
Well, that's one area where Nissan has really upped the ante over the years because the cars have always been super reliable. I mean, I drove a Datsun Z car for almost 20 years. The thing never gave me any trouble at all. But, rust was an issue when they first came to the U.S. market. They've solved all of those problems, and now they've attacked the kind of style issue where their interiors are really luxe now. I call this car a mini Maxima because you really feel like you're driving an upscale automobile when you're driving the Nissan Sentra. Wow. It looks good. Yeah. It's got beautiful alloy wheels on it. It's got, as you can see, that 5.8-inch touchscreen telematic screen where you can adjust all of your radio or cooling system, not cooling system, but all your radio and navigation parameters. It's got a separate pod just below for your HVAC for your cooling and heating. And below that, you have the shift lever for the continuously variable transmission, James.
Tell me about the CVT transmission. A lot of people ask me all the time about it, and I work on them and everything, but please, what did you think about the CVT transmission?
Well, when CVTs first came out, if you recall, I believe the Subaru Justy was the first model in 1969 that had a CVT. And then a couple of Hondas had it, and, people were starting to experiment with it. And then Nissan made the decision that all their cars were going to have CVTs, and the world kind of went, oh, why? Because the early CVTs were like, they felt like the sensation that you were always winding up but never quite getting to where you wanted to go. It's like
That's a good description.
Because CVTs don't have defined shift points. They're shiftless transmissions, always searching for the best gear ratio. It became kind of a noisy experience where you just felt like you were just racing to go nowhere. Now this Sentra has the new second generation or next generation Xtronic CVT, which accelerates faster, has a 15% increase in fuel efficiency, runs much quieter, James, and even offers shift points, if you can believe it. They built in logic to the CVT where it actually feels like it's shifting.
Yes.
I think they started that with the Maxima, and now it's trickled down to the Sentra. And you don't even know that you're driving a CVT until you really stomp on the accelerator, and it gets a little noisy, but not obtrusively so. But Nissan, to their credit, has really cranked up the CVT technology. Hey, James, here's the bottom line.
Sure.
This car, when you keep it in eco mode, gets 38 miles per gallon. Now,
you're kidding me. 38 miles per gallon?
38 with the
Wow.
with the CVT's 15% increase.
Right?
You get close to 40 miles a gallon in eco mode, and it still accelerates pretty well in eco mode.
Wow. Now, this is a 4-cylinder, correct?
There's a 1.8 liter double overhead cam 4.
Uh-huh.
It's a venerable engine for Nissan. It's not going to break, folks. The thing is just run. You do your maintenance on it, and you never have to worry about it. CVTs have proven to be pretty
Reliable, yeah.
Pardon me, pretty reliable.
Yeah, they have been.
And again, they keep improving the technology. Now, there's a really trick feature. You're going to get a kick out of this. A lot of cars, James, now have these tire pressure monitoring systems. They're mandated by law. They have to be on cars now.
Right.
I think it's a good idea because I've seen people rolling down the road with particularly in SUVs, with half-filled tires.
Yep.
And as you know, in an SUV, you already have a higher roll center and a greater propensity to roll over. So if your tires half full, then that corner has a even higher propensity to roll.
Absolutely.
Which you have to do an evasive maneuver.
Absolutely. That's so true.
Nissan has their easy fill tire alert. When you add air to the tire, if you get an indication that the tire is low, you go up to your local filling station. You go to your master technician garage where you work there, James, and somebody says, "Add air to my tire." Well, you put the chuck on, fill up the tire, and when you reach the ideal tire pressure, the Sentra will beat the horn, beep, just to let you know you've reached that appropriate tire pressure.
Well, that's how they
work out.
That's pretty good. That's how they tell us to check the wheels. We have our sensor. We go to the wheels, the TPMS sensor. When it resets and it clicks and it resets, it honks the horn. When we reset it with our calibrate, to test the tire pressure monitoring system when we recalibrate them. That's pretty neat. But they do that automatically without any special tools. That's pretty nice.
No tools, no tire pressure gauges.
That's nice.
Particularly, it keeps you on top of your game.
It does.
The Sentra is I still consider it a small car because while this has gotten larger, the Ultima and the everything has gotten larger.
That's true. Except everything but my paycheck. That's right.
This car comes with an amazing array of safety technology standard, and if you spend just $1,230 for an option package called the technology package, James, you get intelligent cruise control, forward emergency braking, and Nissan Connect services. And the key here is forward emergency braking.
What is that?
This car, if it senses that you're via radar, that if you're about to have an accident with the car in front of you, it will automatically brake the car. Now, it's not a full brake scenario, but it will provide as much braking power as it can muster to keep you from having a collision with that vehicle in front of you. So it's a great safety feature. At $1,230, it's a bargain. They have another package called the premium package for $1,130. Pardon me, that includes a power glass moonroof, Bose premium audio with 8 speakers, and dual illuminated visor vanity mirrors. These packages are very reasonably priced on the Sentra. The base price of this car was $22,170 for the SL trim, which is a higher grade than your base Sentra, and it came out to $25,545 as tested. That's not a lot of coin.
No, it's
for
not.
A car that has myriad safety features, nearly 40 miles a gallon, satellite radio, dual zone climate control, LED turn signals, fog lights, leather appointed seats, heated seats, power windows, Bluetooth,
navigation,
cruise control, navigation.
Whoa.
And all of the standard safety suites, electronic stability control, ABS, traction control.
That's normally what you find on
brake force distribution.
That's normally what you find on a $35,000 vehicle. You don't normally find that on a $25,000 vehicle.
That's exactly the point. This type of technology is starting to trickle down to the affordable class of cars. And you got to give Nissan a lot of credit here. This, when you drive the car, you're like, is this a lost leader for Nissan? Are they making any money on this car?
Well, I tell people all the time that Nissan is the most over-engineered Asian car out there. It's kind of like the Mercedes of Asian cars because they have so much redundancy on how, kind of like Mercedes has. They got, 2 parts to do the same job on everything, but they're kind of complicated, but they're very good cars. They really are.
Well, you worked on them, so you can speak on how
I work on them all the time. I got one tore apart in my shop right now. 12 hours to put in a $50 mode switch and the blend door. You got to pull the whole dash apart. But they're great cars. They're just not inexpensive to work on sometimes because of the complexity of them.
I see.
Mm-hmm. But they're great cars.
On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the best score for this 2016 Nissan Sentra, I got to give it a very solid 9.
Wow.
9.5 even.
Wow.
A couple of little things that I did not like about the car, and one is more personal than anything else. I don't know if you know this, James, but I'm 6 feet 9 inches tall.
You're really a short fella, aren't you?
I'm kind of like off the scale when it comes to the body type that can fit in a car like this.
Yeah.
And I drive a lot of cars every year because I test drive a new car or two every week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really fit well in the car, and I'm surprised about that because it's not a small car anymore. Now, Nissan has had these events around the world called Nissan 316. They used to do them every 5 years where you would go to Spain or go to Brazil and test drive all the cars that they build all around the world. I have gone to these events and driven little tiny micro cars from Japan, half the size of the Sentra, that I fit in much better.
Really?
The Sentra doesn't have a lot of headroom. The seat sits really high. It doesn't have a device that lets you crank the seat back down like a Volkswagen or some of the other cars. And I'm a little uncomfortable driving at long distances. The other little quibble, and I know that Nissan, I'm not trying to be unfair. I know you can't build cars for giants.
Right.
But if you're really tall, this might not be a car that you want to consider. But the other thing is that, like when you sit in the car at night, you see all these beautiful lights. You've got an LED shining down to illuminate the interior. You've got all these beautiful dash lights. You know, the center console has all these beautiful lights. Then you open the glove box in the middle of the night, there's no light there.
No light in the glove box?
You open the little center console so you can plug in your phone or plug in your 12-volt outlet, and there's no light there. So you're kind of fumbling around in the middle of the night. Come on, give me a 25-cent light and put it in the glove box and put it in the center console.
All right, Brian.
Those are quibbles.
We got to go. We're getting ready to go. We only got about 30 seconds left, so I want to give you your time to wind this up. Give me your final. Yeah. You got 30 seconds, sir.
30 seconds. I say the Nissan Sentra 2016 is a buy. Go to nissanusa.com for more details. James, we'll be back. Hopefully, I'll be back next week.
Yes, you will be.
More exciting.
Yes, this is wonderful. I love because these are cars. Not everyone can afford to buy a Rolls Royce or a Bentley, but they can afford to buy a Nissan Sentra. They really can.
And it's a great buy.
It really is. Thank you so much, Brian Armstead. We'll be looking forward to talking to you again next week at the same time and surprise us on what we're going to have. And we'll try to put a couple of those pictures on there for people to see what they look like, the interior of this vehicle. That way, if they're interested in this vehicle, they can go by and get a test drive at the local Nissan place. And
awesome.
Thank you so much for calling, Brian. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.
James Auto Center, we fix it right, guaranteed. Beep, beep.